Hi everyone, Diana Rankin here, and I hope everyone is having a lovely Friday afternoon or whatever day it is when you're watching this video. I thank you for your thumbs up. I thank you for your comments live, your comments later on the below us, and I thank you for telling others about these videos. I appreciate that. And I thank you for your questions. This is a question that one of our viewers had. And I ask that your questions, just put them in the comments below and I'll pick them up. And I ask that they be of a general nature for our whole audience to be interested in. If you have questions of a personal nature, just get a hold of me and we will set up a private session for you. Information about that and cost and everything else is on my website. So just that is my name, www.dianarankin.com. So I forgot to pull out Phillip's book here. And just remembered that. But give me a call. My number is listed there as well, or give me an email and we'll get you scheduled. Okay. We're also today, in addition to the message about riots, food shortages, and climate, we will get a message from one of my books. It's the Master's Book of Answers. This is our message for the week, and we just opened any page and get our message. So we'll get that as well. But we're going to go ahead and get started here because the answer is a little bit longer than usual, and we don't want to take up any more of your time than necessary. But here we go. The question was originally, as I said, about LA, but we needed to expand it. And it wasn't about climate. It was about riots in LA and food shortages. But we expanded it. Riots, food shortages, and climate worldwide. That took a more narrow approach to the wider approach because we have people all over the world who come and join us today. All right, here we go. Earth is overpopulated and under cared for. Earth is overpopulated and under cared for. This creates an energy of lack, which causes an energy of anger. Earth is overpopulated and under cared for. This creates an energy of lack, which causes an energy of anger. Add to this the evolution of the earth and multiple species, which causes fear. The fear arises because of the evolution of humans to become extinct as you currently present yourself. I'm going to reread that. So we learn that Earth is overpopulated, under cared for, which causes anger and a feeling of lack. And then we add to this the evolution of the Earth and multiple species, which causes fear. The fear arises because of the evolution of humans to becoming extinct as you currently present yourself. So we are evolving. And here's more. Riots, which are different from peaceful protest, may begin as either humans protest peacefully over an injustice or for a cause. It is a need to be seen and heard by those who make laws and bring awareness to all. Because of any anger within the protest participants, the peace is often forgotten. This may come in the form of those who oppose what the protesters are saying. Words are said in anger, and the protest may escalate into a riot. If there is no anger among or within the individuals protesting, the group will not draw counter protesters to the group. So if we're going out to protest, whatever it is we want to protest, if you go with anger, you're drawing anger to you. If you go with love, this says love, but I think it's probably coming backwards, but I think you can figure out what it says. If there was no anger among or within the individuals protesting, the group will not draw counter protesters. It must be remembered, like energy attracts like energy. Anger only begets more energy or more anger. To have a peace, or anger begets anger. to have a peaceful protest, the people must draw to them peace, regardless of whether or not the counter protesters are across the street. Not all riots stem from protests. There are those that begin in anger because of a deed done by an authority. Regardless of the perceived cause of the riot, it is always fear and anger within oneself that causes the eruption. Let us look at what this has to do with food shortages and the climate. While the southern hemisphere struggles with snow and ice, the northern hemisphere struggles with high temperatures that are damaging to crops, animals, and humans. As the COVID pandemic cuts back on food production, so has the weather. Another factor in food production is war. Two of the world's major corn producing countries are at war with one another. For example, corn oil and corn syrup are used in multiple food products around the world. The two countries are Ukraine and Russia, in case you didn't pick that up. Phillip doesn't name them, but that's two of the most highest corn producing countries that I know of. Phillip goes on to say, we return to our first statement. Earth is overpopulated and under cared for. The beginning of caring for the earth begins with caring for oneself. As one comes to love themselves, they will then understand the love for another. As they begin to understand love for another, their love will grow to include all that shares the earth and earth herself. As love for earth grows, your fear of earth and humans' evolution will diminish. You will come to know humans are a visitor on earth, not a ruler. Visitors must have respect for earth rather than try to control her. Respect and caring for earth requires providing what is needed, which may not be to the liking of many. Life is unlimited as the spirit energy you are as life is unlimited as the spirit energy you as humans are. Earth is not. Unlike spirit energy, Earth as a planet has a lifespan, as do humans in Earth's dimension. To cherish both human life and Earth, you must ask Earth what is needed and provide that. Earth will outlast humans unless humans find the love to care about themselves and others and put this great love into action to provide what both need: a quiet place to breathe, not spoiled by fear. I'll read that last paragraph. To cherish both human life and Earth, you must ask Earth what is needed and provide that. Earth will outlast humans unless humans find the love to care about themselves and others and put this great love into action to provide what both need: a quiet place to breathe, not spoiled by fear. Let's stop spoiling the earth. Let's start loving ourselves enough to love the earth and love each other. Earlier I was flipping, just kind of waiting to come on here, and I was going through my Twitter feed, and I came across one of the contributors who said he had known someone for a couple of years, and they got along fine, and then he found out he voted politically differently than the writer, and he said, should we be friends? And with I read about maybe a dozen comments, and there were two that said you can still maintain friendship, and the rest were really kind of mean, saying absolutely not. All those people who voted for that person, they're horrible people. No, no. What we do, and I did respond, and I don't remember my exact words, but my words were, I have friends who vote differently than me. We find common ground out of respect for each other. Yes, there are going to be those people that you don't want to be friends with, regardless of politics. But politics, we have to respect one another. We don't call others by names unless those names are caring names and loving. So start with loving yourself. I don't care which side of the aisle you're on. in whatever country you're on. You have something in common with another person. And that's simply you're a human being. Find the common ground. And if you can't, maybe you shouldn't be friends. Maybe you need to look a little bit deeper in your own judgment. Love is love. Fear is fear. So when you find, and believe me, I am triggered. I am triggered by certain signs. I'm triggered by certain people. And I have to stop and then really look deeply and ask myself, what's triggering me and why am I triggered? And what can I do to heal this within me so I can love me more and love the world more? And that's what it's about, loving our world more, because that's what it's going to take, isn't it? Loving our world more. I'm hearing right. If you heard right, we're in sync. If you heard left, you need to pay attention. So right says, the growth of a mighty oak comes after many harsh winters. That's page 273. The growth of a mighty oak comes after many harsh winters. And I can tell you, I have had many harsh winters almost daily, really trying to work to understand another or others, and then trying to find common grounds of communication. Not everybody's going to hear me, but everybody who's ready will hear. Provide what both. Great love into action to provide what both need, a quiet place to breathe, not spoiled by fear. If you heard left, be who you are and not who you think you should be. Be who you are and not who you think you should be. Hello, Sheila. She says, hello, Diana. I hope you are doing well. We are, and thank you for asking. And actually, Lily is surprising us all. She seems to be rallying, and she's doing pretty well. And little Piper, there she is. She just looked up. So thank you for being with us. And Mike, well, hello, Mike. Haven't heard from you from a while. If we rise above the theater, do we have a purpose here anymore? Yes, we do. Thank you for asking that. And I want to give a longer answer. I know Philip's going to have more to say about that, but let me say, Mike, our purpose here is to spread love, is to love ourselves and love each other and create those pathways for those who haven't learned yet to love. Create those pathways for them to love. That's what it's all about. Sheila says, oh my God, she is still around. She is still around. We're talking about Lily. She is. I'm shocked. The vet's shocked. But she is, and she actually is eating, and everything is normal, except we know she has a tumor and occasionally it bleeds, but we're not going to do the surgery. It's back in like the sinuses and back in the brain area. So there is a little dementia. But listen, how old is she in cat years? She's 23 in human years. So, well, thank you, Mike, for your question. Yeah, I think that's a good one. We're going to look at that a little bit deeper. And Sheila, thank you. I'm so grateful to hear from both of you and that you could join us. By the way, I did look into the ads, and there is no way I can do ads just at the skippable ads at the beginning and end without it coming through in the center, apparently. So if there is a way, I don't know what it is. So we're going to stay off the ads for now. I'm more interested in meeting people and getting the messages out. So thank you so much for supporting me, and thank you so much for helping me get the messages out. Next week, we're going to do the August predictions, and my sense is there are going to be some explosive things happening in August politically in the U.S. So we'll find out more next week. Thank you. Oh, Sheila, thank you. Thank you. I love your donations. I deeply appreciate. Thank you so much for Sheila and for all of you. And Mike, thank you for the question. Good to hear from you both. Thank you. Thank you also for accepting the love that we send to you. and thank you for the love you send to us. See you soon.